Hey guys, so I'm coming in today with your spirit guided message. So I was just out, I had to run a quick errand, and most of you know, usually when I'm out in public, any public place, I'm going to pick up the energy. And this is crazy because this whole message is about energy. All right, so my messages come across in sometimes words, songs, symbols, straight out messages like I was told 10 years ago, like you have to save a lot of money. Like so it was a voice came to my head. Okay, so today spirit told me it's the power lines. Okay? So when I think about it and I really think about the power lines, right? The power lines allow people to, even people that you don't want to access you. That's the first thing my spirit told me. So, power lines, even though we block off power lines, as I was looking outside in the front of my house and thinking about how power lines look so much different in California than they do in New York, and then the message came to me power lines. Just because you have blocked somebody via social media, uh, phone numbers, all that good stuff, doesn't mean that they still don't have access to you via power lines. Now, let's talk about those power lines. The power lines are the people around you. Who is in your immediate family? Who are the immediate people around you in your power lines, right? So when we think of now we go into the word of lines. Okay, so if I put this into my contents, me, all right, so then my daughter, because she's next, and then my son, and then my younger son, and my youngest, right? So the power lines. Now, if I have to dig into my power line, and I'm just going to do this in my family contents, you're going to flip it into your own life contents. If I look, because my family is basically my life, right? So if I look into the power lines of my family, I'm going to be able to tell you right off the bat who's the weakest link and who is the dead power line. If there's more than one, I'm going to tell you that. I can identify that. Who's the weak power line? Who's the dead power line? Also, who is the power line that could possibly betray you? Because this is real. So betrayal. I also got betrayal in that little energy message that was given to me. So it's like a guided message. They just come to me randomly. And she said she literally just said to me, "It's all about the power lines, Lauren. They're never the same." And so it's kind of like your power lines are never going to be the same. For instance, at work, your power lines are never going to be the same at home because everybody is radiating at a different energy frequency. So, power lines. So, now I'm going to bring this into how do we rectify this? Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I just came from my daughter's house. I didn't like her energy. She was at a very low vibration. I do not want to vibrate with that. I left. I walked away from that power line. So this tells me a lot about your life. You're going to have to walk away from certain power lines. Certain people are dead. They're dead lines. They're dead. Though they look like they're alive, they look like they have a heartbeat, they look like they have a soul, they look like they actually care, and they have a good face at pretending. They are the dead power lines in your lifeline, in your family, in your friendship, in your overall surroundings. Okay, sorry about shaking the camera. So to many people, I know a lot of people reach well, a lot of people reach out to me for personal messages, just guidance, overall readings. A lot of people do. You'd be surprised. But the thing is my overall message for you today is because Spirit told me loud and clear is to avoid the negative power lines, identify the weakest power line in your lineage, family, friendship, circle, all of that. Identify the weakest link. You have to find a way to either resonate with this weak link to for where you can trust them, but if you can't trust them, you have to let them go. So that means, doesn't mean it has to be a physical let go. It just means we don't let them into our power anymore. So we give them no power. They get no power. They get no love. They really don't get much attention. They're there. We totally acknowledge them, but they don't get the power anymore. They don't get the inner power that we give to the greatest aspects of our life. So this is where I'm being told to tell you, watch who you give your power to. So not everybody is worth your power. Just because somebody is in your immediate lineage, power line, family, does not mean they deserve your energy. Okay? Not everybody is deserving of you. And you know this already, okay? If you follow me and you watch me, you already know that I've been through some trials. And it took me 25 years to figure out that, shit, I am so freaking deserving, And now I'm very aware of the power lines that I put into my life. Though I made some mistakes and I have to deal with the consequences. So the consequences of those bad power lines are having children with a dead power line, right? So I had a child with a dead power line. So that means I'm always fighting my children because they're torn, because they're half dead, half alive, half dead, half alive. And I'm always trying to bring them back to life. Like, yo, get out of the dark. Yo, come on. Okay? So I just showed you told you many examples of power lines. Okay, my spirit told me to tell you about the power lines in your life, the power lines in your lineage, the power lines around you in general. Who is in your power line? Who could be draining you? Who is depleting you? Who is making your energy feel like it's not right? Who could be messing with your power line? Because let's face it, if you find yourself in your own energy and you're peaceful, but then somebody else steps into your energy and you find your energy shifts, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, these are how you identify who's in your power lines, who's in your energy field, and who are you giving your power to. So there you go. That's my spirit guided message for today. I mean, it was strong and it was heavy. I literally got stuck in my car for like 2 minutes staring at the power lines, looking at them and listening to this kind of like guided message. But then it took me all the way back to California. The power lines are much taller in California. They are much sturdier. They are built to outstand and last like storms and wind, as opposed to New York power lines. So that also told me, like, are there weak power lines in your life? Who's weak and whose wires are hanging low and who's messy in your life? So when you do this in your life, right, it does help if you look at the power lines around your house. You can kind of look at those and be like, yo, that's Joe. Yep. You see that tangled mess right there? That's my daughter. Okay, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So when you associate the power lines and the mess that comes with some of them, they're a mess, they're tangled, they're hanging low, they're not together, they're not well kept. Some of them are. So then you know the ones who care about their home. So that's a good power line, right? That's a good home. That's the good source. All right, my video's about to end. I hope you guys kind of get this message, right? Understand what it is. It's just taking care of your energy, the power around you, and who are you giving your power to, and then also tweaking your power. So if your lines are hanging low, well then damn it, get outside and go fucking pick them up. That means you pick yourself up. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this message today. It was totally meant for you. Mwah, 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 mwah. See you always. Bye-bye.